Listen to this. You know how you pay for Netflix, Spotify, and Adobe every month? That subscription model is now invading everything else, even the physical stuff you own. Think about it. Companies like BMW are making you pay $18 a month just to turn on the heated seats in the vehicle you already bought. This isn't just about convenience anymore. You are now a guaranteed paycheck for giant corporations even when you're sleeping. But what changed? Why did every single company on the planet suddenly realize they can charge us forever? Stick with me here because the answer is way more terrifying than you think.
Hey guys, how's it going? What's up? I hope you're doing great. So, I've been getting this question a lot lately. People keep asking me, why do I suddenly need a subscription for my car, my gym, and basically every basic thing in my life? I know this sounds insane, but when I started digging into the data, I found something really weird. This whole thing is not an accident. It's based on specific financial and psychological principles. I promise you, you will not look at that little monthly bill the same way again because we're going to expose the real motive. But let me explain to you how it started or where it all began. The idea of paying periodically isn't new, like old newspapers, but the modern addiction, that truly began with one company, Netflix, back in 1997. Look at this. They weren't streaming then. They mailed you DVDs for a flat monthly fee. This was the first time we got addicted to unlimited consumption for a flat rate. It was genius. The common lie we believe is that subscriptions are all about convenience and flexibility. We think we're being smart. Here's the thing. This system was specifically designed for the no-brainer decision. The small fee makes you stop thinking about the accumulating cost. This wasn't some organic evolution. It was planned. And the first major move in this global corporate takeover came from a company you probably still pay today.
Let me tell you about Microsoft and the silent shift that happened in 2013. Before 2013, if you needed Word or Excel, you bought the disk once and you were done. It was yours for life. But then they launched Office 365. It looked like an upgrade, but it came with that little asterisk. You had to pay monthly. Microsoft slowly made the old buy once versions feel obsolete. You know what the crazy part is? The moment Microsoft announced that their subscription model became more profitable than traditional sales, every CEO in Silicon Valley heard the signal loud and clear. The future is not about selling a product, it's about selling continuous access. You are now trapped. You are paying monthly for something that used to be a one-time investment. That guaranteed, predictable cash flow is exactly what attracted Wall Street. But this is just the surface. What happens when it gets scientific?
Now, listen to this. This is where the science gets really messed up. Why do we keep signing up for these things even when we know we shouldn't? It all comes down to a concept called the pain of paying. Think about buying a new TV. You spend $1,000 up front. You feel a huge, sharp pain of loss. That pain is real. But what if you sign up for a service that costs only $15 a month? Your brain barely registers it. We call this psychological decoupling. The small payments completely disconnect the pain from the benefit. It's like a tiny mosquito bite every month that you just ignore. The companies know that after just a few months, that payment becomes habituation, or what I call zombie subscriptions. That $15 payment you forgot about last year, it's still draining your account right now. The old business model was risky. The new model is all about selling the relationship. And that mechanism in your brain is exactly why the next story, the ultimate test of ownership, is so much worse.
Hold up. Quick interruption right here. But did you subscribe to the channel? Seriously, before we dive into the next piece of crazy information, pause the video, hit that subscribe button, and drop a quick like. It genuinely helps the channel grow. All right, let's get back to the story, because what we just covered about psychological traps is bad. But trust me, the worst part is how companies figured out how to lock the physical things you own. Just when you thought it couldn't get any worse with digital goods, here's what makes this even more insane. Companies figured out how to lock the physical items you paid for. Let me tell you about the farmers and their John Deere tractors. Farmers in the American Midwest spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on these massive machines. But since 2018, if that tractor breaks down, the farmer cannot fix it himself. Why? Because these tractors are basically giant, expensive computers. They need special software to unlock new parts. The company, John Deere, locked the code. The farmer is forced to call the authorized dealer. He pays the travel fee, the labor fee, and then, get this, he pays an additional software license fee just to make his new part work. That's messed up. The company is basically telling the farmer, you own the metal, but we own the code. This is why the right to repair movement exploded. Farmers had to buy pirated software from hackers just to get their own machines to work again. This is the ultimate end of ownership. When a company can remotely remove a function from a physical item you own, you are just leasing it from them forever. But wait, there's more to this. Companies figured out how to make you pay a subscription and pay micropayments on top of it. We need to talk about Electronic Arts, EA, and the art of the double payment with games like FIFA. You pay for the game, or you pay for a subscription like EA Play for access. That's payment one. But that's just the gate. To actually be competitive, you have to buy the loot boxes over and over again. I know this sounds insane, but stick with me here. This is pure psychological manipulation called variable intermittent reinforcement. It's the same principle that keeps people addicted to gambling. You don't know when you'll get the big reward, so you keep paying. Now they are moving this insidious model into your house. Companies like Lawn Starter want you to sign up for a monthly subscription just to get your lawn cut. They make the one-time payment option so inconvenient that you're forced into the recurring payment. The ethical question here is huge. Are we giving corporations the right to rent out our basic home functions back to us? The subscription economy is actively erasing the option of buying things once, and it's leveraging the same psychological mechanisms as a slot machine to make sure you never leave.
So, we've covered the history, the physical betrayal, and the psychological trap. We can finally connect the dots. Why is this happening? It all comes down to one thing: predictable revenue. For investors, a company that sells products once is risky, but a company that sells a guaranteed monthly relationship, a subscription, is gold. This stable cash flow allows them to increase their customer lifetime value, CLV, massively. They don't have to sell you a new product, they just have to keep you from canceling. The terrifying consequence is the move towards everything as a service, XaaS. Experts predict we will soon be paying subscriptions for our smart fridges and home security systems to simply function. The long-term goal is the complete elimination of ownership for the average person.
So let's bring this whole crazy investigation back to the one question we asked at the very beginning. What changed? Why did every single company on the planet suddenly realize they can charge us forever? The truth is, it's not about convenience. They realized they only needed to do one thing: lock you into a continuous, tiny, psychologically painless payment, and then slowly strip away the basic functions of things you already own. The subscription economy is the ultimate business model because it deliberately and successfully turns the customer into a recurring utility bill for the company. You are not a consumer engaging in a transaction. You are simply the company's guaranteed fixed monthly operating income. This reveals something scary. We are choosing convenience over the security of true possession. We have to recognize this is a system designed to make us mentally lazy and keep us from noticing those small, creeping fees. The question isn't really why everything is a subscription. It's this: when everything important in your life is just rented access, what happens to true, undeniable ownership?
But that was today's video, guys. I hope this gave you something serious to think about the next time you hit that subscribe button. Seriously, check out these two videos that are popping up on the screen right now because they are seriously cool deep dives you don't want to miss.
I love you guys. Bye.